Hey, good morning or afternoon or whatever, wherever you're watching this. If you're watching the recording, I got to start off with a warning. This is not for everyone. In fact, many of you watching this right now will get a little irritated, and that's okay. I want to challenge you to think outside of what you've been told, outside of the old box, right? We've been told that in order to save the planet, I see report after report. I don't know. Recently, I've seen so many, even Bill Gates' foundation just sponsored a new research study about world health. And there were so many points in there that just irritated the daylights out of me because we're being misdirected. We continue to get reporting and sound bites. It's all about fear. It's all about setting us up for a life of what I consider health devastation. So what I want to talk about today is, how to literally save the planet and your health at the same time. It's not a message you're hearing right now. We can get into conspiracy theories all day long, pharmaceuticals, food industry, and so forth. But, at the end of the day, it's all about you. It's all about your health. And I'm here to help and guide you with that. My name's Charlie McDermott. My company is Shift Formula. You probably see Barbara, my wife, really the founder of the company more so than I. But, I've just gotten to a point where I've had it. So what is this all about? What's this about saving the planet? So you may have seen some reports about, certainly over the years and even more recently, about eating a plant-based diet, fruits, vegetables, whole grains. And we're not about not eating certain foods. We're not about, Barb has a saying, no food's off limits, just no food's limits. That means there's nothing off the table. But when you understand the impact that eating the right way, where you are fat focused rather than nutrient focused, rather than plants based or fruit focused or whole grain focused, just know how foods interact with your body. And that when you eat vegetables, when you eat whole grains, what happens to those foods when they are inside your body? Your body doesn't care how those foods come in. All that matters is how they're metabolized. This is not to say fruits are bad. This is not to say vegetables are bad. All right, this is just simply about knowing. So when we read these reports about saving the planet, about eating more fruits and vegetables and whole grains, what we're being told is to eat in a way that adds more sugar into our bodies. And for those of you who are Shift clients, you know what happens when we have too much sugar in our bodies. Those of you who are pre-diabetic or diabetic, you know what happens when we get too much sugar in our body. And again, this is not to say that eating too many vegetables is going to cause certain diseases. But going out of your way to eat a certain way because you think, based on these reports, that it's going to help you get healthier. It's going to help you get out of health chaos. It's just not true. All right. So we save the planet, we save your health by not eating so damn much. It really is as simple as that. When you are not hungry most of the day, like many of us who understand food and how to eat fat focused so that we suppress insulin, you just aren't hungry most of the day. Now, right now, it's my time, it's 10:50 a.m. on a Friday morning. I haven't even thought about food. I haven't thought about food since dinner last night. And I won't think about food until well into the midday, early afternoon, maybe mid-afternoon. It might be until this evening. Not because I'm starving myself, not because I'm part of the lucky DNA club where I'm just not hungry. No, I've had cravings. I've had certain health challenges for 23 years. Barb and I owned a chain of health clubs in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. We were vegetarians at one point. And believe me, it's not to point out that having a certain diet is wrong. That's not the point. We have many individuals who are on a vegetarian or vegan diet who now understand how to eat in a way that doesn't put their health in jeopardy. Okay? So I'm not here to, naysay certain diets or certain food beliefs. I'm here to help you understand, help you to give you the knowledge, the know-how of just following or listening to these sound bites and going, oh yeah, well, I need to eat more fruits and vegetables is not the answer, okay? Plants, fruits, whole grains are going to add more sugar into your body. We save the planet not by eating more fruits and vegetables. I know that's contrary to what we've been told and what we will be told going forward. Because what happens when we eat fruits, vegetables, and whole grains is we need more food to sustain us. That's a recipe for more cravings. That's a recipe for roller coaster blood sugar. And a recipe for, yes, disease, health chaos. All right? Now, you're way better off than certainly eating Twinkies and junk food all day long. However, when we're eating in a way to sustain the earth, save the planet, eat more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, in the latest report, added and limit your meat. And if you're going to eat meat, make sure it's lean. Again, that's a recipe for always being hungry. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, and you just flat out, like I was years ago, you could have a big meal, and then an hour, 2 hours later, be craving, be hungry again, snack, have your next meal, lunch, an hour or two later, after you get over the comatose state of wanting to take a nap, right? You're hungry again. And what happens throughout most of the day, we end up willpowering our way through. Well, I'm going to ignore that craving. I'm going to, somehow make it to the next meal. It's not a fun way to live. How about this? How about if we get through life and get through our days waking up not hungry, getting to lunchtime and telling your friends, your coworkers or whatever, hey, I don't do lunch. I'm not going to eat just because the clock says I'm supposed to eat. I'm going to eat when my body tells me I need fuel. And I'm going to eat in a way that doesn't make it my life's mission every day to figure out what I'm going to eat and how I'm going to control cravings. I'm just going to not be hungry naturally. And when the time comes for me to refuel, I'm going to do it because I know how. And that means instead of having 3 meals a day and snacks in between, like those who have a save the planet mindset, good intentions, but they're hungry all the time. They're craving all the time. And we understand that. We know that their body chemistry is set up in a way, even though they're eating healthy and they're eating these wonderful plants and vegetables and organic everything and whole grains, your body again doesn't care. It's metabolizing it as sugar. That's a short-lasting fuel. That means the moment you eat it, it's just going to get burned up as fuel. And minutes to an hour or two later, your body's going to be demanding more what? More sugar. And oftentimes that comes in cravings for sugars and fried foods. I can't remember ever having a craving for vegetables. We introduce those to get our nutrients and to help maybe get us through cravings, but it's not something we enjoy. When we eat vegetables, my goodness, they're delicious because they're loaded with fat, butter, cream sauce. They taste awesome. But most importantly, they sustain us way into the next day. All right, so explain this to me, Charlie. How do we save the planet? Well, here's how. Three verses 1. That means if we follow the directives, the healthy eating directives right now, we're going to eat at a minimum 3 meals. And I'm going to put a plus sign there. A plus sign because that's going to include snacks. And God knows, maybe 4 meals. It's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and probably I know in my days it was like 2-3 bowls of cereal. Is that a snack or is that a meal, right? Well, for breakfast time, it'd be considered a meal. So I know a lot of us are eating more than 3 meals a day, but let's just keep it at 3 plus snacks. Okay? Think about the money it takes to support this, right? Now, money has nothing to do with saving the planet other than, hey, if you have more money to spend, you can donate more to the funds that possibly will save the planet, right? But we eat one meal a day. What does that do? What does that do from a money standpoint? Instead of spending big dollars, you're literally, I think that's supposed to be a cent sign, right? That's the difference. Doing the math, 3 meals a day versus 1 meal a day. That's 1/3 the amount of money you're spending in groceries. That gives you 2/3 more money to spend on saving the planet or doing whatever it is, because you also pick up time, right? How much time does it take to prepare 3 meals a day? Whether that's going out for meals and the time you spend waiting to be served or whatever it is, or standing in the McDonald's line, certainly preparing meals, right? Versus, hey, 1 meal a day. And when you know how to prepare it and eat in a way where it takes literally minutes, how much time does that save you? We did the math and we estimated 1 hour and 45 minutes a day for the average person. All right. Now, I'm a slow eater, maybe eat faster. Maybe you've got it dialed in where it's only going to save you a half an hour a day. Well, over the course of the year, that's up to, I think it's weeks. Pretty major. All right. But, all right, Charlie, get back to saving the planet. Well, here's how it saves the planet. Because when we just aren't hungry most of the day, we're not eating most of the day. We're eating 1/3 the amount of food. And guess what? That means we need 2/3 less food. 2/3 less worldwide. What would that add up to? Would there be starvation? And would there be that continual emphasis on eat more fruits and vegetables and whole grains? Because you know what? When we eat in that way and we don't understand how to eat, it only creates more and more need to fuel your body, which means you are constantly eating. Yes, you can willpower your way through it. You can try to ignore it, but at some point, you're going to give in. And you're going to have a minimum at least 3 meals a day. All right, so here's my recommendation. Why don't we save the planet? Stop following. Sometimes I feel like the media thinks we're sheep. We're just going to put unresearched articles and headlines out there to grab attention, to get traffic to the news media's website or the blogger's website or the news program at 11 o'clock news, whatever it is, because that's the way news works. They don't spend the time. They don't have the time to do the research. And certainly the medical world, they're not even educated in this. How are they going to stop their day and sit down with a patient and say, this whole plant-based diet thing, here's how it works. And here's how to better protect yourself so that we're not talking, me being a doctor, you being the patient, on a regular basis, and I'm not writing more and more prescriptions to save you some time, right? I mean, that's really what medicine is, right? It's just buying us time. But is it quality time? Listen to commercials for pharmaceuticals. After 30 seconds of all the things it could do to you, the last one is, oh, it might kill you, right? So how about this? How about if we save the planet? We eat less because we're not hungry. We get more time. We save money big time. And we're healthier. All right. So if you want to learn more about, in the bigger picture, saving the planet, in the smaller picture, saving yourself, enjoying life, getting what this is all about, whether you believe me or not, doesn't matter. It's not my life. It's yours. And I'm here to help you help yourself. Because in this day and age, that is the only way you're going to survive with vitality. You're going to survive without always wondering, without always being, led by the nose, the next fad diet or research that comes out, whether it's Bill Gates or God knows whom. When you look into these research studies, oftentimes you'll find that they lead to pharmaceutical companies, food industries, okay? You ever heard that saying, breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Put it in the chat box if you've ever heard that. Do you know who created that slogan? A guy named Kellogg. Now, Later on today, when you're at the grocery store, walk down the cereal aisle and tell me how many boxes of Kellogg's foods there are. Okay? So Kellogg, very, very, very smart business guy, marketer, and he's positioned himself in the breakfast cereal industry, or for that matter, the food industry, in a way to sell more products. Because I know myself, and I know there are many listening and watching this, there are many a day that we've woken up and we have forced ourselves to eat breakfast simply because that recording is playing in our head. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I'm not hungry, but I'm eating. Okay? No. Your body will let you know. Your body is a wonderful, wonderful healing machine. It will let you know when it needs fuel. It's not hungry? Don't feed it. Don't pull up to the gas station with a full tank of gas and try to force feed gasoline into your car. That's a dangerous scenario. Well, guess what? So's overburdening your body with fuel. And if you're watching me, listening to this at this point, you know what I'm talking about. Because you wouldn't be watching right now if you weren't suffering from some kind of chronic condition, whether it be cardiovascular, heart disease, cholesterol, weight, certainly diabetes, heck, fibromyalgia, concern about Alzheimer's. All of that is connected to putting gas in your gas tank when you don't need it. All right? I don't want that to happen to you. So, how do we get out of this? Real easy. Step one is go to Shift, Trial. Go to shifttrial.com. What is that? That's our 3-day program. It's free. It's no charge. And what happens in there is you begin to get an understanding, an eye-opener of what this whole insulin suppression thing, what this whole, not being hungry most of the day is all about. In fact, the first training, the first video, Barb delivers that, is all about getting rid of cravings. Starting your day the right way so that you're not just going, I gotta eat all day long. All right, we're gonna start you off on the right foot in day one. Go to shifttrial.com right now and you'll get access to that video right away. And tomorrow you'll get day 2's video, and the next day you'll get day 3. Now, I will tell you that we purposely end it in 3 days. We do that because we know we're all human. Life happens. And if we don't prioritize things, these videos will never get watched. All right. So I want you to make a promise to me. If you go to shifttrial.com, only go there if you're serious about improving your health. And yeah, why not? An added bonus, save the planet. All right. I'm going to let you go for Friday morning. I appreciate you listening. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you could. Good, bad, indifferent. It's important to get feedback, not only just because we want to provide great content for you and give you great advice for you to get out of health chaos, but this is important information that needs to get out. It needs to get out. So help us do that. Be a part of this mission, and let's save the damn planet while we save your health, all right? All right, this is Charlie McDermott with Shift Formula. I'll see you real soon. You take care.